I can't read you the synopsis for this one because I would spoil you and me. This is the book that I keep reading again, and again, and again, and again. I swear I can hear it moving. I just hope that it's not going to fall down. Hello lovely bookworms, I'm Esmay from Paradise of Pages on Instagram and also on Twitter, and welcome to a very special video. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I want to read for the DesertAthon, which runs from the 4th of May up until the 10th of May, and I think it is actually hosted by someone absolutely brilliant. The prompts are amazing. I'm kidding. This is for the readathon that I am hosting. I will link the announcement video up above if you want to see it. I'll also link it down below if I remember. I usually forget, but I will try to remember. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I'm gonna go from 1 to 5 prompt-wise, and the first prompt was read a book with a warm word in the title. And for me, that is The Candle and the Flame by DesertAthon. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I picked this one because flame is definitely a warm word, or at least I thought. So I thought, warm word, definitely, check. This is also definitely a desert vibed book. This is about a girl named Fatima, I think? Yes, and she lives in a city that is ruled by either Jinn or Ifrit, which are both very much a desert vibe sort of creature. And this city is in turmoil. That's about everything that I know. And Fatima actually gets caught up in everything. Like I already mentioned a while ago, I usually don't know too much about my books going into them. That said, this is actually the book that kind of started the idea of wanting to do a readathon all around desert vibed books, because I've been really wanting to read this one, but I put it off, thinking that I wanted to do a DesertAthon or something along those lines. And now that we're doing the DesertAthon, I am putting this on my TBR. I'm very excited about this. It is also not too big, which is nice because I do have quite a big book on here as well. And in general, I just hope that this is everything that I want it to be. But the cover itself is already stunning, so I'm very excited to be reading that. Shall we put the books behind me once again, because it's been a while. You can now enjoy it. Also, if you're wondering, yes, this is a different plant behind me. I try to switch it up a little bit because of the light requirements for certain plants. So prompt number 2 was read a book with a flower on the cover, and then once I started to plan my own TBR, I realized that this was super difficult. Or at least for me. I also heard a couple of you talk about it, that it wasn't the easiest prompt. The reason behind it is I thought, oh, a desert flower, that is interesting. And then I realized that there aren't a lot of books with flowers on the cover in general, or in the title. And then I realized, beyond that there aren't a lot of books desert vibed with a flower on the title or the cover. So I tried my best. What I am personally reading is And I Darken by Kirsten White. I think this has to do with the Ottoman Empire and sort of strife within that. This is about a girl named Lada, and I don't know too much about it, just that I've wanted to read it for a long time, and it has flowers on the cover. If you have this book on your shelves as well and want to read it but has a different cover, because I know there are 2 covers, just read it for this prompt. I know that one of the covers has flowers, it's fine. I know that this is the most difficult prompt from the list, and I truly hope that you guys can find something. I am very sorry about that. But yeah, I'm going to attempt to read this. I do know that it is quite big. It looks very big. I just hope that it reads pretty fast, and I am excited to get to this. I swear I can hear it moving. I just hope that it's not going to fall down. Alright, then moving on to prompt number 3. This is a book that probably isn't necessarily a desert book, but gives me desert vibes. I will see once I read it whether that is true. Also, before I get into this book, I wanted to add that I will be vlogging the entire week. I am not quite sure if I'm going to do daily vlogging, a weekly vlog, or if I'm going to cut it somewhere. I do think personally that it will be 2 vlogs, so I think maybe day 1 to 4 because that's during the week, and then the rest of the days, I'm not sure yet. I will, if I figure it out, let you know, and otherwise you'll just see it once the vlogs are there. I will definitely be vlogging though, so. That said, prompt number 3 is read a book with monsters, and for me that is The Lantern's Ember by Colleen Hook. I am so excited about this book. It's been on my TBR for a long time, and actually reading the synopsis, I know that it doesn't necessarily say that it's a desert vibe book, but the cover itself already gives me desert vibes, and I just hope that it has some kind of desert vibe. If not, as long as it fits the prompt, which it does because this has monsters in there, I checked, I'm gonna read this. It's not too big either, and it has, I think it's a standalone, and I've just been wanting to read this for a long time, and I think the cover itself already justifies why I think it's a desert vibe book. Otherwise, shoot me. I need to pick something. So yeah, this is what we're reading. This is book number 3 and is filled with monsters, so we're definitely gonna run out of room, but there's room here. There's only one more book that I physically own, so that should be fine. So prompt number 4 is read a book with a red cover, and I do have to say that from all the prompts that I thought of, this is the one that I kind of planned ahead because I really wanted to get a reread in here. And that is the book that started my love for desert vibed books. This is the book that I keep reaching for, and this is the book that I keep reading again, and again, and again. And that is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. This is a Arabian Nights retelling. I could tell you a little bit more about this book because I've read it multiple times. And this basically follows Shazi, or Shahrazad, and she volunteers to become the next bride of the king. The caliph, or the king, he basically murders his wife every single time that he marries. He's been doing it for a long time, and once Shiva, Shahrazad's or Shazi's best friend, is murdered, Shazi decides to revenge her and volunteer to get close to the king and be able to kill him. And that's what this book is about. I absolutely loved it. There's storytelling here, there's sweeping romance, there's banter, there's sassiness. The plot itself is just great, the characters are well written, and I think this is by far the best book that Renee Ahdieh has written. I love it. I absolutely love it. I will continuously read this. It has a red cover. If you want to stretch it, I personally think that these are flowers. Or at least flowery shaped. There, you have another recommendation for flowers on the cover. Also, if you have this on your TBR for a red cover, you can put the second book, which is called The Rose and the Dagger, on the flower prompt, because a rose is a flower. Another recommendation there, even though we have a video on recommendations, but that's fine. So yeah, I am gonna be rereading this. I am very excited to get back into it. I need to dial it in because I'm tempted to read it now, and we're not yet at the DesertAthon, but it's fine. Red cover, very excited for this. Again, if you have the different cover of this and you want to read it for the red cover, just go ahead. I know that this one has a red cover. It's fine. I really don't mind that much. As long as one of the covers that a book has matches the prompt you're reading it for, we're good. I feel like I'm such a nice host, just telling you, just read whatever you want, as long as it sort of matches it. Even if it doesn't really, but it does, it's fine. Anyway, the final book that I have, where did I, oh. So the final prompt is, of course, read a desert vibe book. I actually ordered this video, no, not this video, this book. I ordered this book already, but it isn't here yet. But the second one is, so I'm gonna hold that up quickly. So the book that I am gonna be reading is Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. I have the second book here, and I hope that I can also squeeze this into my game of the books, because this didn't fit on my TBR for the DesertAthon anymore. Considering they aren't the smallest, I am not too unhappy about that. Also, considering it's the final prompt, I thought if I finish all 5 during the DesertAthon, I can just continue with this one, if it's good, which I'm thinking it is, otherwise I wouldn't be reading it. So I'm reading Empire of Sand. To be honest, apart from the fact that it is an Empire of Sand and desert vibed, I've read the synopsis. I don't remember too much about it. I can't read you the synopsis for this one because I would spoil you and me, but I am reading Empire of Sand. You could have also fit this in for the red cover. That said, the books that are on my list here, apart from The Wrath and the Dawn, are not on my recommendations video, so if you want to have some more recommendations, you can go to that video, or read the books that I'm reading. I'd love to read it with you. So Empire of Sand is the final book and the 5th book. I have no idea if I'm going to get to all of them, but I am sure going to try. That said, these are all the books that I'm planning to read for the DesertAthon. I have no idea how much I'm going to read during that week. I am going to attempt all 5 of them. Also why I didn't pick the biggest books. I am gonna also recommend you guys a couple of big books in the recommendations video if you're only doing 1 or 2 of the prompts. That said, I think that is everything for my TBR for the DesertAthon. I am super excited to be starting this. I'm super excited to read all of these, and I just hope that you can join me. I also hope that you will have fun during this readathon and had fun watching this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and press that little bell icon so you get post notifications every single time that we post. And I hope to be seeing you in the next one. Bye!